Turner's Travels presents Honduras in Central America. The name comes from a word that means deep, deep waters Christopher Columbus was aware of when he first visited the port in front of us in 1502. The town of Trujillo was established by the Spanish in 1524, and behind me you can see the fort of Santa Barbara. It wasn't substantial and it didn't do a good job in keeping the buccaneers from pillaging this city, which was the first capital of Honduras. Santa Barbara Fort is right there overlooking the bay of Trujillo. It's very tranquil, beautiful and deep. And the town was abandoned after 100 years because it was deemed to be indefensible. But the Garifuna people re-established the town in the late 1700s, and the peak of development was around 1900 when this town began to export bananas. It was able to load 7,000 stems of bananas per hour, which was shipped to the United States and to Europe. Now, behind me we've got the main plaza, the Plaza Mayor of the town of Trujillo, and we call it the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist, and this is the plaza. And they often call them the Plaza de Armas because right throughout the centuries, if there was a pending threat, the army would arm the civilians who would be mustered in the main square. There was a famous author called O. Henry who wrote a book called Of Cabbage and Kings, and he invented the phrase, the Banana Republic. It's a bit of a disparaging phrase, not to be confused with a chain of shops that you see in Britain. Banana Republic means that the economy is going to be of primary products, so they won't make much money. And even less money was made in 1997, I do believe, that's the right year, when Hurricane Mitch tore its path through this country, causing havoc during hurricane season. Now, we have come aboard the Saga Sapphire, which is anchored a mile out to sea. We came ashore by tender, the ship's boats, because the harbour front is not deep enough. And it's a very hot, beautiful, sunny day, about 30 degrees, very humid. And another famous person associated with Trujillo is William Walker. Now, none of you will probably know who he was. Maybe 1% of you will. And when the cruise ship destination speaker spoke to us about the grave of William Walker, I said, I've heard of him, but only from a film. Marlon Brando played him, nasty character was Walker, in a film called Quemada, or the English title would be Burn. It's a spectacular film. It reshapes the life of Walker, who in real life came from Tennessee, and he came down here exploiting slavery, and he was playing off people against the other person and causing a lot of murders and deaths. And Walker tried to make himself president of Central America. In the film, Marlon Brando pretends to be English, and he comes over here trying to promote the interests of the British sugar industry. And on Walker's grave it said that he was fusilado, shot in 1850, and Marlon Brando is also killed, murdered in the film by an ex-slave, and the murder in the film took place in the docks, the harbour side of picturesque Cartagena, and the rest of the film was shot in Mompox on the coastline of Colombia near Cartagena. The film colour is rather bleached. I've got it on DVD, but reason that it is a must to have in a DVD collection is because the music was composed by none other than the maestro, my favourite film soundtrack composer, Maestro Ennio Morricone, the Italian. And when Morricone gives concerts, he plays a Bolly Soul, which is the main title from the film. So William Walker lives on in the guise of Marlon Brando. A little bit of factual history about Honduras. We used to hear that it was the second poorest country in the Western Hemisphere after Haiti. I've been here twice before. I was hitchhiking on the Pan American Highway. Honduras is a very big country. The capital took me about a week to learn its pronunciation, which was Tegucigalpa. I'm very pleased to be here. It's a very picturesque town, Trujillo. It's laid back, it's clean, safe. It's got a very cozy main square. And it's Turner's Travels signing off, saying thank you for your attention.